So first of all, when it comes to digital and social media, is planning at the right stage. So when you are planning an event, whether it's social media or your whole digital plan, don't plan social media the day before your event. Digital and all of social media should be planned like almost at the concept stage of your event. The more you can get ahead of the game, especially if you're resource tight, the more you can actually action some of this stuff quite quickly. Because from a digital point of view, there is a plethora of channels out there, and I'm doing an expert briefing tomorrow morning, and I cover more of these about digital strategy. But there is a whole load of places you can market your event. So whether you're an association with just one person or whether you have 101 people, it's still quite hard to know actually what channel should I be on as an association to promote my event or my association membership. So it's really important to get those tools right in the first place. And from a social media point of view, be part of that conversation. So as I said with the Landlord Association, it isn't about blatantly selling our landlord association and we've got this event coming up next week, because as a landlord, why would I want to, I'm not Googling landlord event. I'm Googling, how to get my rent paid, or actually I've got a legal problem with my tenant, how can I resolve that? If you come up with solutions like that on Google and social media, you can then start to be part of the conversation. And as I said already earlier, it's about two-way conversation on social media. People can and do buy via social media channels, but it's about that softer sell. It's about being networkers, which can take time, but is hugely successful. Have a digital marketing plan. So think about who is going to attend your event. Who are they and what types of people are they? So you almost create personas. So it might be, from a landlord's point of view, landlords are quite hard to track down, because a traditional landlord, before I was worked in the association, they were an older type of gentleman, typically. They were someone on a high income. But as you will all know from reading the press, landlords become landlords for all different types of reasons. They're accidental. You know, we don't walk around with landlord written on our forehead. So to identify us is really quite hard. And also with all the bad press out there, landlords don't like put their hands up and say, I'm a landlord, because they're frightened that people are just going to, moan at them because they're taking too much money, because that's the perceived concept. So think about your target audiences. If you've held events already, look at the data that you have on your database, because there's a huge amount of information there. So look at the type of people that attend your events previously. Look at their feedback and what they got out of it. And from there, you can start to create a digital plan and look at actually what platforms they're on. Because there are, as I've said, lots of different platforms out there. And to be on every single social media platform and to be on every single digital platform, you would need probably about 50 people to manage that. And I know through being a digital agency myself, first of all, it's not profitable to do that. And secondly, you're not going to get the results. So it's important to be on the right platforms where the majority of your audience are. And I tend to call social media platforms and digital platforms fishing ponds. You want to go in the biggest fishing pond that has the most of your target audience on there. So as an example, if I was the Dredging Association, who we work with, they're not on Facebook, but they are on LinkedIn, and the marine sector are also quite heavily on Twitter as well. So that's where we would go fishing. We would also probably do quite a lot of fishing on Google SEO, so search engine optimization, and we might do some paid ads as well, because we know that although the dredging members are on social media, they're a bit reluctant to engage at the moment. We're sort of ahead of our game, as it were. You can also find out, if you're not sure where your audience is, the social media platforms themselves, and I include Google in this, are very good at sharing lots of insight for you. So if you're not sure if your audience are on the digital channels, do some research. And just a couple of places to go and have a look at this research. Facebook Ads Manager. I'm not asking for you to go and advertise, but just go and do some searching on it, because Facebook Ads Manager will tell you how many people are interested in, if you're something to do with a children's association, to do with children, it will tell you how many children's types of organisations are on there. It will tell you based on demographics as well. LinkedIn is the same. Go and look at LinkedIn ads, because again, there's a load of information in there. And if you're trying to target female CEOs, for example, if you had a CEO association for females, then LinkedIn would tell you how many of those are on LinkedIn. And it would tell you whether to be targeting those on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. So every platform actually has a really useful resource for you to be able to identify whether you should be there or not. From a Twitter point of view, Twitter is great for events before, during and after, because it's a very transient platform. I tend to call Twitter a bit like Marmite. People either love it or hate it. As an organisation, if I was setting up a business today, and I include associations in that, if I was going to be on one social media platform, it would be Twitter. Because Twitter is a place where I can go and connect with people. So if I thought, I want to connect with the Design Association, I could do a Twitter search and I could probably find Sally, and Sally could be my target audience. And I might not hit her with a tweet going, Sally, can you come to my event? Because she'll probably go, oh my goodness, I'm being hard sold to, I'm going to disappear. But I can have a conversation, I can listen to what she's saying as a person and as an association, and I can start to build my relationship with her from that point of view. If I know she's coming to my event, I can follow her as well. So from a Twitter point of view, there's lots of different things you can do. But from a hashtag point of view, a hashtag is essential. If you don't create a hashtag, the people at your event will do it for you, and you'll probably end up with about half a dozen. So to create a hashtag, I would do it at the concept of your association event, and I would start talking about that hashtag everywhere. And there's a couple of reasons for that, because as an example, if I was coming to this event as a delegate and I'd booked to come and I saw the invite, I would probably go and follow the Association Congress on Twitter first of all to see if I can see any updates. If I was maybe only coming tomorrow, I would then start to look at the hashtag before the event as well. What I might also do, if I am a proactive tweeter, is I might tweet before the event and say, oh, really looking forward to Association Congress in London. Anybody else attending, with the hashtag at the end. The key thing with social media, especially as a resource, is it isn't about your association driving that content forward. Actually, what you can do if you use social media really well is actually use your delegates. So the more you can entice them to use social media and engage amongst themselves, they are a free marketing resource for you. They might not realise it, but they can be a free marketing resource for you. The final thing on hashtags is try and keep the same hashtag for every event. So Brighton SEO is an event that I would love to go to. It's been going on for years, but I've never managed to go to it because literally it goes online and it's sold out within 7 minutes. So how do I keep up to date on that event? Even though I've never been able to go, I go looking for that hashtag and it's in a constant stream on my filter. And even though the event is in March and September, there is conversation going on throughout the year of people engaging on that conversation. They're not selling, they're just chatting about the latest changes. So that's just one reason why to have one hashtag for your events on a regular basis. From a LinkedIn point of view, you might want to consider setting up a group beforehand. If you are trying to use LinkedIn as a carrot dangler to entice people, set up a LinkedIn group, not with your event name, but about your sector. So as an example, this one here is the GSMA Mobile World Congress. This is just one I picked at random. It isn't anyone we're working with. But it's a group that has been set up based on the event name. And there's already, I mean, this is a regular event. It's got over 20,000 members. But this is an extremely good case. But you have to start somewhere. So I would set up the group. But the key to the group, as you'll be able to read this, I'm more than happy for you to have my slides, is the group remit about this group clearly says to people, we're not here to sell. This group is for mobile organisations and tech organisations and is here to help you connect with each other before, during and after the event.